Welcome to yet another edition of Lama Live. Here again in the car driving to Ballarat. How you doing, Von?
I'm doing well. I'm caffeinated and I'm neck deep in school holiday traffic.
Yeah, it's a bit busy heading out of town today. School holidays kicked in yesterday, so everyone is just out of town. So for those new to the channel, these Lama Lives, we just talk in the car, we have a chat about bikes, what's happened this week, we just shoot the breeze while we usually drive somewhere or go somewhere, so it kills time for us. And we find they work quite well for everyone else who just wants to sit in the back seat, or sit in the front seat, come along with us for the ride. So I guess the topics of this week, starting off with the Indian Pacific Wheel Race, unfortunately has been called off due to a tragic accident near Canberra. One of the lead riders, who was in second place at the time, Mike Hall, has unfortunately passed away after an accident. And that's hit the dot watchers, it's hit the community pretty hard.
Yeah. Even my non-racing friends, we were talking about over dinner last night, that they ride and they've been following too, and just that news was devastating for everyone.
I'll link below to a comment that someone we know quite well, goes by the name of Nitro, put up on the cycling tips, just the comment section, and I think it summed up really, really well the inspiration, everyone was sort of following these riders along, even if they didn't know them, they just became a part of the story. It's just, anyway, I'll link below to Nitro's comment as well. I think SBS Cycling or Cycling Central linked to Nitro's comment. There was just a few words that he put together that summed up everyone. So it was, I think everyone had a bit of a lump in their throat yesterday, and even today are still in shock. So our thoughts are with Mike's family, everyone involved. I guess this is not...
We know a lot of the riders that are doing the Indian Pacific. Claire, I used to race against her. She's pulling out and continuing her ride to Melbourne, and that's where she's stopping. So
yeah, we've got Maven, we've got Rhino.
Yeah.
Endurian riders following it along as well. Like everyone's involved. It's a very small community cycling, I guess, and it's a global community that's involved. So it's hit everyone pretty hard. So yeah, that's pretty tough. Yeah. Okay, so I thought we'd address that one first. So following up from our news of last week that we're heading to Vegas, there's a bit of Vegas prep this week. Well, I guess not much prep. Von's just come back from the US anyway, so you've got your peanut pillow for your travels, you've got your headphones.
Yeah, I've got to charge my headphones again.
Charge your headphones, you've got all our travel packs are all sorted, we have our visas, well we have ESTAs here that we have to pay the US government to come over there and say hello. What else? We have to sort. Passports are all good. So everything's, I guess, kind of sorted. We just need to make sure we're packing the right kit and, the general stress that happens when you're trying to go across the other side of the world and not forget anything. I guess the most important thing is I'm always comfortable if I've got my credit card. Like, we can buy everything else, including bikes. We're not taking bikes. So, fingers crossed. We have some people have linked to us for where we can hire bikes in Vegas.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
So we'll have a look at those. There was one bike, though, that was, hang on, I'll try and put that, no, it doesn't really help. A bit of light on the camera here. There was one bike in Vegas that was, I think it's a Di2 Venge or something like that, $750 a week.
What?
US, so that's $1,000 Australian.
Forget it.
Yep, not happening.
I'll use a public hire bike, that'll be fine, thanks.
I'll take an exercise bike to this competition for that rate. Sorry, I'll buy 5 exercise bikes and still have change. That's ludicrous. Like, what kind of price? I mean, I guess if you're winning big on the pokies or the jackpot at Vegas, you can afford that, but that's just crazy. Anyway, we'll work it out when we get over there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working over there, so I'm just, along for the ride.
Yeah, Von's leaving a few days early because she had to time it between work, because you can work remotely, but you had to get over. So Von's leaving tomorrow, I leave Tuesday.
Yeah, but I really wasn't going to miss seeing Shane and the whole team over there for something that's like a world first in this respect. Like, this whole concept of virtual, well, it's not virtual, it's indoor cycling at a world scale. Like, I believe this is the future of what will happen with sport. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. This is a test event, and I really cannot wait to see what will happen next out of this. You've got to start somewhere. Let's see where this goes.
I'm glad Von's coming along. She's doing the sales pitch for me. No. I'm still not quite sure. For me, esports is more of a cognitive / keyboard and mouse kind of thing. When you have to add physical effort and exertion to this level. I don't know whether it'll work. It's not. I mean, it won't appeal to everyone. It's only for the elites. At least nearly anyone can skill up for a computer game, just a mouse and keyboard computer game. For this, you've physically got to prepare yourself for months and months to be. Well, here's the quote for cycling. And apologies if you've got kids listening. It's not going to be too bad, but I've tried to cut the swears out. Cycling is such a hard sport. You've got to train so hard just to be shit. That's a quote. That's on one of my taglines on a forum. So you've got to train really, really hard to be shit. To be any better than shit, you've got to train a lot harder. So, I mean, same can go for, computer games as well. But it's this element of any strong ox, horse, rower can come along with a good VO2 max, never ridden indoors before, never ridden Zwift before, come along, they can win a race. Yeah. No skill. Only physical ability. I think that needs to change. That needs to flip on its head to more of a, this is our realm, we're skilled up, we know how to steer, corner, deal with a crosswind or a virtual crosswind, the gamification of it. I think that's where it needs to go. But having said that, it's still early days in the platform.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to see, and have a chat to these people about where they're going to take the streaming stuff. I'm not seeing a lot of traction for the online streaming. Personally, I don't watch a lot of online streaming. I watch the part where my friends are involved, Nathan, Anthony, Alison are all, there's sort of a small group of people, Johnny.
Yeah, there's two parts to that. So there is an element of streaming, but then there's an awesome element of participation. So when I first got to ride with Jens Voigt on Zwift, I was so excited that for 20 minutes I got to ride side by side against one of the guys that I used to watch on TV for the Tour de France.
Yeah.
So, Fumi Beppu, when he was riding initially, I got to do some group rides with him, and that hype around that's great. Well, would I watch him ride Zwift if I wasn't riding? I don't know.
I see that as two separate camps entirely. Yeah. That's more of a promotion of the platform and a hype around an event.
Yeah.
So
what I'm talking about there is my level of interaction and participation.
Oh, yeah.
So my riding with someone and being able to join in that capacity versus my watching and participation from that side. I don't know if I'd have the same level of enthusiasm to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch someone ride Zwift. You know
Whereas,
what I mean?
you want to get up and train yourself.
Yeah.
So you can see it's a bit. So that the way I see those Fumi rides, the eFondo, it's a promotion of the platform and a promotion of Zwift as an advertisement, as a marketing platform for that to get more subscribers, etc. The esports side of things is, I think, trying to just generate hype around, I guess, the platform, but more of a participation. I don't even know. I don't really know. There's no. So this is why I'm keen to answer all these questions as I go over, and I'll bring this to everyone as well about any clarification that I get on it, because the way I see, the YouTube stuff that I'm doing is working for, I think, a few reasons. One, it's on demand. You guys can choose whenever you watch it or not watch it at all.
Yes.
That's cool. And I think a lot of the content is always evolving and always different. I'm not doing 4 laps of a Watopia course every day or every week. I guess there's also character establishment here. You know who Von is, you know who I am. And I think a lot of people are in the groove with our channel as well, because I'm not being told I speak too fast much anymore. I'm not being told, start blinking, Shane, because everyone's in the groove. Trying to bust this new get the audience onto the streaming, they'll look at that and go, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So a new thing that I noticed in the last year on Zwift is that they've started to include audio streams. So like the Zwiftcast to play while you're doing your cycling. Is it likely that you'll want to also have a video feed come in on top of Zwift to see your other riders? So you might be able to click on a profile and see their webcam of them riding or something like that. Or, how can they either integrate video or overlay as a separate thing? So before audio was introduced to Zwift in this format of a podcast playing through, people having push to talk for group chat and those things. So it's in that extra level of interactivity. How do they incorporate it, and is that a benefit?
Okay, there's a lot on the plate there.
Yeah.
You've just gone into, and you've hit a few things on the head, and this is where we really need, I think we nearly need a steering committee, or Zwift, sorry. I'm calling it we because a lot of the community drives a lot of this and decides a lot of this.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a steering committee to really drive, well, first of all, where it heads and what people want and where it develops. So
Okay.
you've said about watching other people via their webcams. Do you really want to see other people sweat? I mean, the pictures of people sweating on
I
their
don't know.
ground is disgusting. I want to see people suffer, sure, but there needs to be a better way to represent that. Like if you're reaching your FTP, your avatar should start bobbing its head and start shaking its head and be a little looser on the bike, rather than a camera in your face with you dripping sweat and blowing a rocket snot off to the side. Like no one wants to see that. That's not pretty. But if your avatar was acting in a more fatigued way, or you're feeling strong, I don't know how they do that, but hey, it's software. Anything's possible. So I'd like to see it like that. Another one you said about voice chat and listening to audio on the rides. That's one thing, it's a big thing with Zwift. You jump on and you start a group ride and you're like,
No one's saying anything.
hey guys,
You can't even type because you're trying to.
hey guys. It's silent. It's really eerie. Add that to riding through London or Richmond where there's no people around either. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
The voice chat, people will be using Discord, TeamSpeak, and things like that. God, even phone a friend. I've been on the phone to Slane before as we're riding along. It changes the dynamic altogether. I think Zwift need to get that voice in play, and that's going to be a game changer for how people interact as a bunch, as a group. There's other issues that will come along there as well. I mean, you hear
sure.
Xbox chats go south pretty quick.
I do a lot of teleconferences with work, so even reminding people to say, please go on mute when you're not talking, so you don't have people in the background if they're in an open office environment,
if you're
or
going to the toilet,
kids screaming when they're working from home, those kind of things.
Yeah, like the BBC guy with his kids.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was awesome.
The follow-up video for that was even funnier when they interviewed them. Anyhow.
Did you see the meme that came out recently on that? Live your life like your dad's on BBC and you just like loving life.
Oh, no. I saw the one where the woman did it instead and she handled it perfectly because she can multitask.
Yeah.
And they just took the mickey out of that. It was pretty funny. Anyway, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I guess, again, you can hear in our conversation here that we can't really pinpoint what this is about, where it's heading, so I'm keen to get over there. We'll have a chat with all the guys and what they're going to do and where they're going to take it. And it's no secret of mine that I'd like to see more gamification and more skill set or domain-specific skills for Zwift itself or the platform they use. And look, Zwift themselves are still at an arm's length from this. So I guess to fire a shot, there's nothing stopping these guys using Road Grand Tours or any other software that comes along. Zwift is there. So I'd like to see Zwift really sort of get a hook into this and go, yeah, that's us too. Because there's not a lot of Zwift promotion with this. We're promoting the platform. Everyone knows. I mean, I've got this is my t-shirt that I made.
The platform, that's great. But what I'm excited about is the concept.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that they're gone big with this. This is Vegas. This is
separate to Zwift have gone big with this. So I'd like to see Zwift sort of come along for the ride a little bit as well.
I hear what you're saying, but if they do or if they don't, the idea's already there.
Oh, we're riding our bike.
It's gone ahead without them.
Yeah.
So you're saying, they better get on board with the ride or they're going to miss the boat.
I didn't specifically say that.
I'm
trying to be polite because I'm wearing the shirt. But
but I think
I see the potential.
They could be on board, sure, but the idea is already there, and the execution is already there, and this can only get bigger from here on in.
Look, the community, the people involved on our side, us versus them, the people involved on our side, the community side, we're riding bikes, we're being fit, we're establishing communities, we're establishing teams, we're establishing races, they're doing all of this, and we'll do it regardless of the platform. Whatever platform comes along to suit the requirements and needs of that. So just like online gamers, they'll go from Doom to Quake to
StarCraft.
That's about where there we go. That's about where I finished my gaming career. And something else comes along. So,
Warcraft.
I'd like Zwift to really sort of hook into this. I'm not sure if anyone from Zwift is actually going to be there in Vegas. I really hope they do because it's quite close to their headquarters. Anyhow, we shall see. So I guess in summary there, looking forward to it. I'm still pumped for it. I really am. And I'm really happy Von's coming over because you can see Von's attitude towards an understanding of the platform, and given Von's in tech as well.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. I cannot wait to see the progression of this. This might be an inaugural kind of event, but let's just wait and see. It may not be even this organisation that takes it further. It's that whole conceptual idea, execution, who can do it better, who can do it bigger. Wow,
who can provide
cannot wait to
who
see
can
where it
provide
goes.
the platform that it needs, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of virtual reality and augmented reality stuff with work, so I cannot wait to see that kind of integration. I know we've already seen some demos of that with Zwift, but yeah, gamification, amazing. Cannot wait.
So Vegas, bring it on. The competition I'm up against, everyone's been released now, everyone is known.
Okay, I haven't seen the full list yet.
Yeah, given I'm from Australia, I feel like an outsider anyway, but everyone's coming along with their list of sponsors and they're thanking, and everyone's coming along with them and all that. And I thought, when I was first approached with this, I thought, wow, it's an opportunity for me to sort of approach, either get some kit maybe or some shoes. Well, I went and bought my own shoes, and sort of have everyone along for the ride, sort of from a sponsorship side of things. But I've done that sponsorship thing for years, and to be honest, it's a mug's game. It's really hard trying to please a company and tell them that you're going to be selling product when you're really not. It's all for show. And I mean, that's the reality of it. Like, if I'm on a specialised, but how many specialised, I mean, actually quite a few people bought shivs because I was on one, but you can't quantify that. It's the whole thing with marketing and advertising. You can't really quantify the effect. So to come along or to try and tell someone that, hey, I'm going to Vegas, do you want to spot? Yeah, no. So
come along, watch along.
That's, yeah.
Support what Shane's doing, support this concept and idea, which I think is amazing. Support some of these crazy other riders that are coming in from around the world as well. It's not just all Americans.
So I've been dead honest. I'm not going to win the thing, and but I've been training. We'll give it a crack, but it's more than just the one 45-minute race or whatever it's going to be. It's about everything else and about exposing it, bringing it to everyone. And I think the 22,000 subscribers, I see them as my sponsors. So I'll try and represent everyone as much as I can, and as best as I can. Look, I'll be suffering, and we'll talk about my training in a sec as well, what I've been doing in the lead up. But I'm going okay. Like, I'm not bullshit. I'm not talking it down. I just want to be dead honest about it all. And it's also not sustainable, the sponsorship stuff as well, because you fall over and break a collarbone, they're gone. They don't care.
No.
You get sick and you're out of form, you're off the books. You're gone. I mean, so you can establish good relationships and all, but it's too fickle. For me now, I think there's been a bit of a realization this week that it's about business and it's about sustainability, I think, because if it's not, this isn't sustainable. As I've mentioned, what we're doing here is not sustainable for me. So rip into it while I can and try not to be screwed around. Side topic, more to say on that another day. Speaking of being screwed around, DC Rainmaker's tweet this week, hilarious, and it was so in parallel. I just had to retweet it. I couldn't say much about it. Ray's put up a little snippet of an email that he's obviously said something or presented a product or a topic or something about a device, and the company's cracked them with him, saying, they're not happy with his attempted humour or attempted honesty, his tone and his humour and the way he presents it and all that. And Ray's comment, I'll put the picture of the tweet up here. I haven't got it with me right now in the car here, but it's the difference between marketing and advertising and an honest review of people just grabbing a device and talking about it. And that's what I do. That's what James Gill does. That's what a lot of us independent content producers are. Just that. They're just average consumers. And I think that's what works.
Yeah.
You want to see the average consumer, not to name names. A number of companies this week, 3, I've heard third hand via a few people that they're unhappy with the content that I'm producing. Come on, if I'm on the payroll, fair enough. But if I'm not on the payroll, if I'm not under contract, don't even try that. Don't even try. Again, I'm not naming names, but work with us.
It's very representative of where companies and the
How
internet
insecure is that?
are going, though. Seriously, anybody with a camera can put something up online.
Yeah, so if you
that is essentially what you are, anybody with a camera.
Case in point.
And if they're freaking out about you, which has a semblance of
have a small following, I guess.
Yeah, but also you've got a procedure and you follow something through a review process. Yeah. Anybody with the camera can go, hey, I tried this. This was good, bad, ugly, whatever. Put it straight out there, and not think about those consequences. So. Oh wow! This is just a can of worms.
Oh, this is, and case in point, Ray tweeting this feedback from the company.
Yeah.
This is exactly it. If you're working for a company, if you're under a contract, you're under NDA, under some sort of payment or something like that, you expect that, okay, fair enough, I can't talk about this, I can't present it this way, and you pay people money to not say bad things. That's called advertising and marketing. I think the community, sorry, I'm preaching to everyone who knows this anyway, and that's probably why you're listening to my rants. People don't want that. People want the reality, and they're not going to stop it. So I just think it shows the insecurities of these companies that they haven't done their due diligence about who either they're sending the product to, but even then, as soon as you put a product on the shelf,
on the market,
millions of people have cameras now. Everyone's got a camera, and everyone can, as you said, can look at the process that I use and do exactly the same thing.
Or even if they're not doing a process, they're allowed to talk freely about products they've chosen. If I buy this car and I'm not happy with it, or I love it, or whatever, I can put that content out there.
But imagine Subaru talking behind your back about you, and you finding third hand.
Some random woman has put out a video that they hate our car or love our car or whatever.
And it's coming from, okay, let's just say, so you've paid them, to drive the car and all that, and you've got no official link to them, yet Subaru are worried about you. That's where we're at with the bike industry. It's really, really interesting and frustrating.
How big is the bike industry then? Do they need to be worried about it?
They obviously are. But look, I appreciate the attraction that I have. 22,000 followers this week. About to hit that. The channel's going well. I appreciate the views. And this kind of rant, I guess, isn't good for the views and the likes. But look, it's behind the scenes, and it's the no bullshit. Sorry, kids, if you're listening, don't follow my lead and swear. It's just really frustrating that, this week it was really disappointing that I'm not going out making malicious content. I'm not going out crafting content, for no other reason. There's no motives behind my shit other than to share my experience in an honest way and spend my time making content. And to hear feedback this week 3 times over that people are sort of looking sideways at me and are unhappy with me, let's make it expressly clear right now, I do not work in the bike industry. Again, this week I've actually been approached twice to work in the bike industry, but given
that response,
no way.
Really
stick it. It is
at the moment.
too insecure. It's too I mean, there's some good people, there's some good companies, there's some good things around. That's fine. And if I ever do go that route, if the situation ever comes up where I can represent a company in a certain way, professionally and exclusively, sure, and you will know all about that if that does take place. But for now, as an independent, to be bitched and moaned about behind my back without them having the maturity to come and approach me and either to open discussions, get f***ed. That is just unbelievably frustrating.
And disappointing.
Anyhow. That's just...
That's where the industry's at.
I don't know. So, anyhow. Alrighty. Now that I'm pumped, let's talk about my training for the week. So I'm a big believer in the 5x5. 5x5, you know my 5x5? Jump on a trainer, warm up, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Do that times 5. And then you can shorten your rest periods and things like that. So my 5x5s, 4x5s if you're having a bad day. It's just a good little zone. It's just a little bit past your VO2 max kind of zone, I guess.
Okay.
You're 4 minutes in, you're working hard.
But when you say you're doing an effort, is it at FTP or what is it? How does it work?
Yeah, that's usually good enough.
Okay.
And I'll be loose about this because I'm not a coach, but this is how I coach myself and the process I've used.
Yeah.
So you'll jump on. I mean, ideally, 5x5 at FTP is a good session. 5x5 just over FTP, even better session. But they can get hard and they are stressful when you sort of sit down like, oh, I know what's coming. They're good for time trials anyway, so it's just sustained, output, and always good for pacing because 5 minutes enough to be fatigued and to have to fight at the end. And if you're not good at pacing, you'll start high, it'll drop low, and then so 5x5. I like my 5x5s. I've changed it up a little bit. The way I used to approach my 5x5s or 4x5s was to first one is to blow out the cobwebs, full on, flat out, go. Absolutely cook yourself. And a lot of the times I cook myself so hard in the first 5 minutes that the next one would be pretty crappy, the next one would be pretty low, and the next one, so I wasn't happy with the other powers.
Question on that. If you're trying to do consistent power across all 5 of them, are you not going at your FTP then for each one of those, or are you
Well, you should be able to go a little... No, you should be able to go a little higher. You should be able to hit at least 105% of FTP to 110% of FTP for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you should be able to, because look, let's not open another can of worms. Like how hard you can go for an hour, give or take.
Yeah.
You should be able to go that hard for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
little bit harder again for 5
Okay.
minutes. And then with a rest period, back to back those, it's a good little session. So 20
Great.
minutes of real workout. Anyway, so I've flipped that over. I'm trying something different. I've taken it down to 4 minutes, but definitely doing 5. Always do 5 of them, not 4. So there's still 20 minutes of hard work there. But here's the trick. 4 minutes, the next one, plus 10 watts, 4 minutes. And then next one, plus 10 watts on that. So rather than go 5 minutes and then you sort of fatigue, your next 5 minutes of fatigue and sort of, the last one being a slaughterfest, these ones make you fight. You've got to hold composure, you've got to think about your breathing. They're still steady state, so you're not really ramping or, dipping through, so you've got to hold your power.
Yeah.
But every one of them, you've introduced more level of fatigue from the last interval. So my ones the last couple of weeks have been 350, 360, 370, 380, 390. The last one I always have a bit of a game and try and bang on 400. Again, don't worry about the numbers. My weight's 72 kilos at the moment. So if you want to do your numbers on that, but don't stress too hard. The numbers, if you want to apply that to your training, would be, I think the first one's like 103% FTP, the next one's like 105% FTP, up to about 110 or 112% FTP for the last one.
Yeah.
If you're keen on the workout, let me know. I'll actually upload the workout and I'll link below to zwiftcoach.com.
Yeah.
Because I own zwiftcoach.com.
Awesome.
I've used that to link one of my other VO2 estimated tests or something like that. So if you're keen on that workout, let me know. I'll upload it below. That's a tough one. I think the first time I did that, I called the workout Learning to Fight Again. Because the first one for me, 354 minutes, no worries. 364 minutes, no worries. 374 minutes, like, oh, hang on. That's starting to hurt. 380, it's like, okay, the fight's now here. You've got to concentrate on your breathing and your efficiency of your pedals, because if you start being a little loose, like at 350 for me, I can sort of look around, and, I can do that for 20 minutes. So to do it for 4, no worries.
Yeah.
But then when you start getting up, just pushing that knife edge, and there's that edge, right on that, it starts getting hard. So those ones you've got to fight. And the last one is you've got to really talk yourself up. You've got to, I can do this. I'm going to get through this.
Yeah.
And when you're 2 minutes into that last one, you've got to go, I'm halfway through. So it's a mental game more than anything. I wouldn't dare try these in erg mode. I've been doing these on the Le Mans Revolution because you can really peg the cadence and your wattage right where you need to on the Le Mans. It doesn't jump around too much.
Yeah.
I'm even thinking of flipping these around for days where you're not quite feeling like you want to build the fight. You want to bring the fight and then sort of dip down. You can probably do it in reverse.
Okay.
So do the fresh one and then so it's a little bit it's mentally easier.
Yes.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
So you're fresh, go your big watts. You're fatigued, go a little bit less. You're more fatigued, go a little, and you get to the end. It's still a good workout.
Yeah. But it's kind of feels more achievable.
You might be able to get through it a little bit. Rather than go like that, you sort of go like that. There's also been maximal tests where they do the reverse. Usually a step test, you go easy to hard. And there's been studies where they've done max tests that bring it down. Wow. That'd be brutal. Imagine going into an all-out effort and then you just slowly die anyhow.
But isn't that what it normally feels like?
At the end, it goes up and then dips down like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
speaking of workouts and stuff like that, I noticed that Training Peaks have introduced a new feature. I haven't tried it yet myself, so I'd be interested to hear if anyone's played with it, where if you can either set up your own workouts or your coach might set you a workout and you can auto-download that workout to your Garmin, so you don't need to plug that in when you're out there training or on your indoor sessions.
So
training.
It's a Connect IQ app?
I think that might be the case, yeah.
Right.
So back in the day when I was receiving all my workouts, I would have to plug it in or remember them or something like that, as in enter it into my Garmin, so that when I was out on the road I could recall how many efforts I'd done for the day or something like that. So for that to kind of come along and to fill that gap, I say it's about time, the other thing that I absolutely love is all of this wireless connectivity now. I don't have to plug in my device except to charge it. So yeah, these new features is making these applications and these devices better all the time. I'm loving it.
Okay.
Is that something that you would use?
No.
Not at all?
No. Too much data, too much analysis. Somebody linked me this week to a program, I think it was XRT, EXRT, I think it is, for me to check that out. Ray has just done a big article on it as well. And it goes through your time to fatigue. Look, I've got a Training Peaks account. I've used it in the past. But if you've just heard what I've said, 4x4, 5x5, 4x5, I only need to count to 5. That's it. Simple. For me, it's about having maximal effort, quality training, simplified. And for me, I don't even upload to Training Peaks anymore. I've got an account, I support the guys, mainly because I'm lazy and I haven't undone my subscription. Keeps auto-renewing. But I just keep it simple. I see where, like, if people need a training plan to follow, and some people are like that, like I see that with your work. You do a lot of project management, time management, scheduling, the whole works. So it just sort of adds to that and brings that world to your workout world, which is fine.
Yeah.
For me, 4x5, 5x5, I mean, this is one part of my training. It's not the only training I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too hard. And again, back to can my mum do it? Too hard. So for the masses, and I appreciate, I've got to be sure that anything I sort of look into and start promoting, is it easy to do?
Sure.
And that's not easy. It's nice, but
I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to actually try it out.
I like the innovation. But things like even Strava Beacon, can my mum set that up? No, not really easily. Can she use Strava though on the phone? Yes. Mum can walk out the front door and hit go. Done. That's where tech needs to be.
Yeah.
Speaking of tech, Apple TV OS.
Ooh, yeah.
For Zwift.
I love seeing that.
Loading Zwift on the Apple TV this week. I've been given a pre-beta version look, just to give them some feedback. And I think, I did a video on where I think Zwift will be 2 years ago, and I did that video this week if you watch that. And I sort of alluded, look, Apple TV. I mentioned a while back when it was going to be first on Apple TV, or the announced Apple TV, that the issue they'll have is the interface.
Right.
Because there's no mouse, there's no touch screen, it's a little wavy, wandy thing that I even have trouble with using on the, like I can use interfaces, I use interfaces all the time, every day. That's a struggle.
Okay.
It's still beta, so they're still working at how to actually solve that one. But you can pull a phone out, but having to pull $1,000 phone out to control a $400 device, that's a little bit backwards. It still works though.
I really love sitting on the couch to see it, big screen, real life. Oh,
it was. I mean, it showed well.
Impressive.
It came up really well. It was between 26 and 30 frames a second. So it's fully playable. The detail was there. The textures were a little bit lower, as to be expected. Look, an Apple TV isn't an Xbox and it isn't a PlayStation.
Yeah. It's
to play Netflix and to play videos and to spend money at the Apple Store. So they've done well. It's really good, but the interface is the first hurdle, I think. I love a mouse. I mean, I grew up with mice.
Yeah.
I still have a keyboard shortcut, but there's no key. You have to hook another keyboard up to it to do that. As a solution, though, and it's a really neat little way that you'd be able to get just a big flat screen TV and just whack an Apple TV on the back of it, and you've got a Zwift station there without a PC and without. So it's close. It's really good. Like, don't get me wrong, but just that interface, it just needs to be. I mean, 10, 20 years ago, look at the sci-fi movies and how they were interacting with machines. We need to start, adopting from that and just making that human-machine interaction a lot better.
I agree.
Microsoft Connect or Kinetic?
Connect. Yeah.
Connect. What? That whole. I mean, we're talking. Is it Minority Report? Move screens around. I want to. I'd love to be able to, in front of the television, just do this and say, okay, I want to go through that menu there, and it knows what I'm doing. Over here, and then I'm just going to use.
I've tried a HoloLens. You just look at something, and it has a hotspot on it, and when you keep your hotspot on it, it interacts.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's amazing. I can't. Yeah. It all needs to integrate really soon.
So, I think there's a point of it's trying to be too simple,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't quite work. I got a little frustrated with it.
Oh, well, it's pre-beta. Let's see where they take it.
Yeah. I can't think of a solution. I really can't think of a solution for it. But
that's not your job.
Well, obviously, according to a lot of other companies, reviewing trainers and reviewing technology is not my job either. So they had their way. So coming up this week, what else? We'll wrap it up because we're driving into Ballarat now. We've just slowly rambled.
Oh yeah, you let me have a go of unboxing a Kicker 2. Woo!
I almost had a snap. I almost had a Kicker snap. I had to get that trainer for a Zwift install, and they said, yeah, go get a snap. Last minute, no, make it a Kicker. Damn. So I had a Kicker there, and I thought, let's get Von to unbox it. And that worked really well. I like that. Because I'm a subject matter expert, I guess. So even though I throw the manual away, I know how these things work, and I know how they get put together. So for Von to try and even like how hard it was to actually change the height of that thing.
Oh man, Wonder Woman. Gotta work on my guns.
But you know, the funny part about that, with the height thing, on the box itself, it actually says, on the top of the box, the flap that you open up, it says, please change the height of this. It ships 24. Please make sure the height is set to your bike height on the box.
Yeah.
So
but what is my bike height?
Yeah, but even then, when they put a thing right in your face, you're unboxing the Kicker. You want to pull the thing out of the box. You don't want to read the tab on the box. It's so, again, it's human box interaction. I think they need a better interface. But I hope that's where videos like we've produced. So I think that's got about 6,500 views.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
That's not bad for a product unboxing for my stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I don't even think I've shared it out.
But I loved it, and
put it out there.
There was more downvotes on that than anything. So, look, I won't beat around the bush because people don't like seeing women do things like that. And I think that's
really.
Yeah, I think that's. And I think
was
that's
there
bullshit.
any comments on that?
No.
Just a.
Well, I've had comments on your stuff on other stuff, but again, that is just water for ducks back, and we don't give a shit about that because that's just not my scene to be.
I'm happy to give it a go, but it's not something they'll be doing.
I like it. I'd rather have you unbox everything. I really would, because for me, it's not about me unboxing things. It's about the process, and I don't give a shit who does it. The process is still followed through, but I mean, when we get to the tech side and I do the data overlays and things like that, sure, I'll do it. I'll get it done. I mean, we can even do that with Von though.
Yeah, I've done that stuff before.
Yeah. So this week I finally got myself a Cyclops hammer. So I borrowed one the other week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Couldn't do the unboxing because it was already unboxed. It was just a demo unit.
Yeah, we didn't get to hang on to it too long, so I didn't even get a ride. So hurry up and unbox this one so I can have a go. So
we've got a hammer. So the guys at Cyclops, I gave them a lot of feedback on the demo unit that I had, and they're like, oh. And I said, well, I pitched to them. I said, well, I can provide you a lot more feedback and data analysis and beta firmware testing like I do for everyone else. If that's what you're looking at, if that'll be handy, I guess. I sort of offered my services. And they're like, yep, absolutely. Here, have a hammer. I'm like, hey, happy. So I don't think this is Shane's getting more free stuff. It's work. It actually is. Well, it's hobby. Did I say that? Not say this is not work for me, but there's hours of testing here. There's loading beta stuff. There's having a ride crash halfway through. That's just the part and parcel of the beta stuff. So it's not, and it's the goal here is for everyone else to have a better experience with better products.
Yeah. Anyway,
enough of the pitch. You guys get it. I just don't want to deal with the whole, Shane's getting stuff for free. No, it's not how it works. So I got the hammer, and when I got the FedEx notification, it went to an address that I had 7 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm like, Doncaster East? Hey guys, which address did you use? And I dealt with Cyclops
7 years ago?
No, it was 10 years ago. What is it, 2007? Yeah, 10 years ago I dealt with Cyclops to return a power tap hub and get it, another one swapped over. Something's happening with that. They used that address to send the hammer, and I'm like, can you guys, and...
Reroute, yeah.
So, it just happened to be that that wasn't able to be rerouted in time. It was going to be delivered the next day. I've called the company, who actually now at that address. Like, we haven't been at that address for ages. So I've called up and I've introduced myself, and I said, look, I told them the story, and the first response was, this is not anything dodgy, is it, mate?
Oh, no.
Well, it could have been,
Yeah.
but no. And I said, look, you can have all my details. Here's what's happened. Something will be delivered. If you can sign for it, I'd really appreciate it. And anyway, they were fine. They actually signed for it. And they even gave me a call when it came in.
Oh, that's so nice.
But the first thing they said on the phone was, hi, Shane, your dodgy package is here. Dodgy package is here.
Oh,
I'm like, thanks, guys. So I went in, I took him a big box of chocolates.
yeah.
So I walked in, I knocked on the door, and I'm standing there with a big box of chocolates. I'm like, thank you so much for this. So, anyhow.
So you've received the hammer.
We have the hammer.
Right.
Well, I did pull a sneaky as well. I told them there'll be a small box being delivered. It's not too much, but it has a lot of value. The small box just happened to be 25 kilos of hammer, and it was on the receptionist's desk when I walked in. I almost felt bad, but I took them chocolate.
It's coming up to Easter. It'll be all good.
Correct. Everyone loves chocolate. So that was pretty funny. So we have the box to unbox, but Von's leaving tomorrow for Vegas. I leave in a few days, but I don't think it'll do it justice if I just unbox this. So we have time tonight to do it? I don't think we will.
I got a pack.
Easy girl. So we'll do that probably in a week or so. When we're back from Vegas, we'll do the unboxing. Von will do the unboxing.
Maybe.
If you've got time, I want you to do it. I like those. Comment below. If you want Von to do the unboxing for the hammer, let us know. What else is happening this week? I've ordered a Garmin replacement battery for the 800. Ray linked to my Garmin battery test, which was pretty cool.
What, across all head units?
Yeah, I lined them up on the windowsill and hit go, and I had an ant simulator and I had a GPS. They were getting GPS signal at the window, and to see how long they lasted for. And some were 16 hours, one was 17 hours.
Oh, the Bolt did quite well.
The Bolt did well. And the Garmin 800, which was a few years old, only lasted 7 hours. But it was a few years old, so it's been through a number of cycles.
Cycles of battery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cycles, as in cycles. Good pickup. So you can actually get replacement batteries for the 500, 510s. I'm not sure if it's 520 batteries around. Anyhow, I got one.
What do you mean replacement? So, because I can't see where you would plug it in.
Oh, they're not. This is third party.
Okay.
You actually take the whole thing apart. So I contacted one company who sell these batteries, and they're like, no, we can't ship to Australia. It's like, great, thanks. Not really handy. Then I ordered one off eBay. The funny thing is, because you can't, and this is really, I guess, a struggle for a few companies. The cable by NPE, that little device that converts ANT plus to Bluetooth, they can't sell to Australia. But if you get someone to buy one and send you one, you can get it sent over. So there's just, I guess, commercial law of some type of certification. But same with these batteries. They can't sell to me in Australia, but I can go on eBay and buy one.
Right.
So your independence can... Anyhow, that's a weird one. But I'm keen to do that. So I'm keen... Like, the 800 for me is only a data collector indoors.
Yeah.
Lasts 7 hours, which is enough for indoors, but I'm keen to put the new battery in, show the process of that, and put it up on the windowsill under the same circumstance and see how much battery we can get out of it. I'm hoping, given it's a third-party battery, it's not going to burn the house down. If it does, I'll upload it to YouTube.
Maybe we should live stream it. See how long it takes to explode.
Oh, we haven't got the bandwidth for that.
True.
I've also started adding Amazon links to any of the products that I review or talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So
what are Amazon links?
Okay, Amazon links are, well, if you're on Amazon or Amazon Prime, again, this is mainly for the US customers. I do have UK Amazon links, but this is primarily for the US at the moment. The US is my biggest market. Amazon's big over there. So you sign up Amazon Prime, things delivered, point and click, done, you can get anything delivered.
Anything, okay.
We don't have it here in Australia yet, but the affiliate links allow me to link you guys to products to go and check out what they're all about. If you buy them, cool, I get like a few cents. Or if the next day or so that you buy something else from Amazon, I also get a few cents from that. So it's not costing anyone any more money, but it just helps support the channel. I think I'm up to about $47 in the last 2 weeks.
So it's kind of like ad revenue on YouTube, but better.
Yeah, it's not sort of in your face. Now, I do run ads on these. I monetize these videos, so it pretty much covers my internet bill for the month. But
till we can get some fast internet.
Soon, very soon. That's what I'm looking forward to in Vegas in the US.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so just anyone, if you click below to the Amazon links that I'm providing, really appreciate it. And they send a check, I think.
What?
Delivered by horse and cart, I'm sure as well. It's again, being in Australia, it's all kind of different.
I just noticed that I got an email saying Amy's Grand Fondo has been released for the next coming year. So usually September, October timeframe, they have the Amy's Grand Fondo down at Great Ocean Road. Mm-hmm. It's a great way to see an iconic piece of Australia. Last year we both did it together in the reverse loop, and the weather was not so good.
Terrible day. That was just after I'd come back from Europe.
Yeah.
So
You just come back
riding in
from,
Italy, and it was really nice.
Eurobike. Yeah.
Eurobike, really, and then we came back and it was 30 degrees, really nice. I love the heat. And then we came back to 6 degrees and sleeting rain. I had an absolute shocker. But as time goes on, I look back more favourably on that ride.
Yeah.
So
like
as
the last bit was
12 months goes
beautiful.
by, let's do it. It's another
So
fond
yeah,
road.
I have to have a look and see what the new course route is, if there's any changes, are they going to do it reverse again, and see if we can join up and do that one. That could be fun.
Yep, it's always a good goal to have. It's sort of coming out of our winter as well.
Yeah.
Which is handy to have a goal, because if there's no goals and it's winter, hard to throw a leg over the bike.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. I mean, that's why this Vegas thing's been handy for me. And as I've mentioned, I'm not there to win it, but it's given me a reason to jump on and train hard.
Yeah.
So, all good. What else? Okay, we'll almost wrap it up there. There's been talk of me running a Zwift ride, a Lama Laps ride.
Oh, okay. Well, on Zwift, yeah.
Yeah, and sort of doing live stream of that. It's sort of almost impossible for me without the bandwidth, but to jump on and ride around. The proposed time is Australia friendly, but that market is a bit too small for me in Australia, I think. So let me know below if you join a ride where we just do this. We talk bikes, we talk trainers, we talk training, we talk no bullshit.
Also live stream the ride.
Yeah, and I get people on Discord and we just roll around. A few people are doing that now. I'm not sure whether it will work
Okay.
because of the time zone thing.
Yeah.
Being in Australia, that's why going live for us is difficult. At the end of the day, it doesn't suit the US. The start of the day doesn't suit the UK. So if you're on Zwift, or if you're looking for a group ride, let me know what day, preference. Let me know what time in your time zone. So even that's hard to work out with your time zone and things like that. So I can get up early in the morning and do a ride with everyone for half an hour, 45. I'm not sure of the value. I think people would like it, but that's also a big commitment as well.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'm still on the fence with that. And it will take a bit of work to get the bandwidth set up. So if there's demand for it, and it's good for business, because we're all business, we're good to go. That's about it for now. We're now in Ballarat. We're just about to drive past the Mars Bar Factory, home of Mars. And that's about it. So this will be the last Lama Live in Australia.
Woo!
With Von for a week or two.
So let's go to Vegas, baby.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of airport Lama Lives because I'll be pretty bored in the airport with all my layovers and stuff like that, and free Wi-Fi in the airport. We'll do some live stuff over at Vegas. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to produce any tech. Well, there won't be any tech videos from Vegas, I won't think. This us here.
Winter Ring.
You want to go Ring Road?
Link Road?
Yeah, it's the one you
Link
want.
Road. This is the new road. Oh, this is the one I got the com on.
Quick, start your Garmin.
No, because no one had ever ridden it before, so I got the com.
You can always smell chocolate. It's always good. Easter's coming.
Easter's coming.
And winter's coming as well. Weather is looking pretty ominous here. Hopefully Vegas will be nice sunny.
I hear it's in a desert.
Sounds good to me. Is there any dingoes? They don't have.
Maybe do they have kangaroos
They
there?
don't have dingoes. They have coyotes.
What about camels? We've got camels. Do they have camels?
I'm not sure. Is there any camels in the US?
So there's camels in Australia because they used to use them as part of the baggage handlers.
They were the original baggage handlers. Don't break my carbon bike, camel.
So yeah, they at the end of their touring, they would release the camels, and they've bred wild in the outback Australia.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go.
Yeah, straight, mate. Ring Road? No.
What the f done here? Roll it. Clear my eyes. Yep.
So thanks for joining us today. We've had a bit of fun. I've had a bit of a rant. I normally keep pretty quiet. So yeah, it should be fun. Let's have some fun in Vegas.
Thanks for joining my therapy session. So let me end on this note. We are going past the Mars factory here. You can't see the chocolate, but we'll show you where Mars bars are born.
Chalk Crossing.
Chalk Crossing. There's the peanut M&Ms, and there's the Mars factory in there. It is so unspectacular. that is kind of disappointing. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend and pack your bags for Vegas because you're all coming along for the ride. All right, see you soon.
Bye.